Well guys, yep, my title is I Hate Snakes, but you all know that is not exactly the truth, of course, because I totally love snakes. But you know, and I know hate is a big word to actually use, but there are times, should I say hate? Well, yeah, I hate my snakes when they don't eat. I do. I hate my snakes when they're acting strange and I think, is there something wrong with them? Or that they're sick, you know. And I know that terminology hate seems so massive, but honestly, I do hate it. I stress, I worry, I get anxious, I don't sleep, I check on them every 5 minutes, if not more than every 5 minutes. It's just, I hate it. And I don't blame the snake, of course. I have Myah with me. She's had multiple kisses, but what's one more? But honestly guys, that's when I hate snakes, because they're a worry. And I'm sure I wouldn't be the only one out there that during times when they're showing signs of maybe something's wrong, or they go off their food, or something along those lines, you all hate it too. I don't take it personally against the snake, but I do sit there saying, what is going on? You know, when Lily stopped feeding and just refused to eat, and she hadn't done that. And you know, she wasn't a new snake. I'd had her for a good year where she ate consistently, never an issue, and then all of a sudden she stops and refuses. And this went on for 3 months. Now, for the first couple of months, okay, actually, that's false. The first feed that she refused, I kind of went, oh, okay, you know, that, okay, Lily, what is going on? And that's leading to this little girl right now too. But when it first happened, I was like, okay, all right, she's not hungry. You know, snakes don't necessarily be hungry because you've got them on a weekly routine, or a 10-day or a fortnight, or whatever routine you've got your snake on. And just because you think that they should eat and that they should be hungry, that doesn't mean that they actually are hungry. So, you know, they may not eat. So it gives no cause for alarm. You leave it a little bit longer. And I will generally leave it for at least 5 days to 7 days before I will try and feed them again. And that's exactly what I did. But she still didn't eat. So a month went by. Lily didn't eat. Then I started to go, I'm going to give it one more go. I'm not going to stress myself out right now. I'll just leave it and wait. But when she didn't eat that next time, that's when I started to go, is she sick? Is something going on that I can't see? I couldn't see an RI. I couldn't see any other reason for her to not eat. Her temperatures were good. The environment she was in was fine, which she'd eaten in before, and so on. And to just all of a sudden, here we are 5-6 weeks later and she's still not eating. I hated it because I stressed and I worried and I was a wreck. And okay, I was a wreck for 3 months before, well, actually, I think it was a little bit less than that when I went, I can't do this any longer. I'm stressing myself till I'm nearly sick. I'm going to take her to the vet and have her looked at. Even though I pretty much knew she was okay, but I needed that confirmation that she was all good. And of course she was all good. There was nothing, you know, Myah, you were supposed to be a part of this video, sweetie pie, but she's not. She's kind of, well, she is, but she's so little and she's hard to see, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and hopefully you'll see her a bit more. But yeah, to be confirmed that she was okay and there was absolutely no reason for her not to eat, it was a waiting game, and you know, I was trying to feed her rats, and because that's what she'd always eaten, but she was not interested, so I decided to try the chicks, and she ate. Of course, the next feed I tried rats. She wouldn't take it, so I offered her a mouse and she ate it. So she pretty much told me, I'll eat, but I'm not going to eat the rats. And I've only just done a recent video on jungle pythons who are really have an aversion to rats, and it can take a lot of patience to get them onto rats, and it needs to be done very young. But so that's what I hate about snakes, is when they go off feed. And I know in winter that happens with not all species, but some do go off feed in winter. Mine don't. But right now, my little Miss Myah here is not eating. Now, spotters, there are particular areas, or an area where some spotters come from, that seem to be the ones that do go off feed. Every other spotter that comes from, sorry guys, but a dog outside barks and a dog inside barks, which is Jed. He's my big protector boy to let me know maybe something's not right out there. I'm hoping he'll stop, and I don't particularly want to yell while I'm doing a video, but I may have to. So excuse me. Jed! Stop. And he's always got to do a little bit more bark. I think I'm going to have to turn off the camera, Jed. I will not be impressed with you. I'll be right back, guys, just in case there's somebody hanging around out the front. There he goes.
Jed!
Shh. What can I do? Home, children, animals, dogs barking. At least the cats aren't meowing. And snakes don't make noise. Well, they do when they breathe, especially carpets. But getting back to the spotters and the area that some come from, they just stop feeding. And yet every other spotted that has not come from that locale is still eating. So I don't know where, and she's out of view, and I have to hold my arm up for you to actually see her. So right now, Myah isn't eating, and I don't know the area that she comes from. I have tried her, I feed her every 10 days because she actually eats large weaners. So I feed her about every 10 days. If she doesn't eat on the 10th day, I will wait and make it the 14 days. And more often than not, she has actually eaten after the 14 days. But I've just tried her again today, I think being 15 days. and she sort of screwed her nose up and she's gone. Now, at this particular point, I'm okay about that. And I guess I've just got to do a wait and see game as to whether she's going to start feeding again. But that's why I hate snakes, because they do these things and they do worry us, and they do stop feeding. They do start doing different things for whatever reason, and sometimes we'll never know. It's whether it be the time of the year, their behaviour changes, you know, especially in breeding season. You see your males and even your females acting weird, different. And it is because they, you know, I don't know, you can tell when your dog is sick, you can tell when your cat isn't well, but you cannot tell when a snake isn't well. And just because they're not eating does not mean that they're sick. And just because they're eating does not mean that they're sick. So that's what I hate about snakes. So if you guys want to let me know, and I know that you all absolutely love your snakes, but I would really like to know what it is that you hate about your snakes. What is it that really is that one thing that you hate? And it can be a worry or a stress about them. It could be even making their mess in their enclosure when they go to the toilet. It's okay to hate that. That's especially if you've got a big snake and they do a big in their enclosure. That's a big mess to clean up, and it's getting the snake out. And if this is midnight and you're wanting to go to bed and all of a sudden your snake decides, I'm going to the toilet, you stop, you get them out, you clean it out, you disinfect it, you put fresh stuff straight in, you get your snake back in. If they want to go back in, mine don't always want to. They want to have a little bit of time out, and I generally do that for them. So there are many things that you could hate when it comes to your snake. It doesn't mean you don't love them either. Pardon me. So guys, even though Myah was busy with her head poking over my shoulder and not being very camera orientated today, if you could press the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because I will, as you know, have, and if you don't know, I do put videos up quite regularly. Now guys, if there's anything in particular that you would like to know about any of my snakes, because I can't talk about other people's snakes, I can give you the basics on snakes and the species and so forth, but you are the ones that know your own snake better than I do. But I am here to help out whenever I can, and if I don't have the information, I will certainly pass you over to somebody that I do know has that info for you. So from me and Myah, we are going, everything's going ding-a-ling-a-ling here today, but from me and my beautiful girl Myah, we are both going to say, do you know what your mum says, Missy? Ciao.